Moneybagg Yo has been busted for his involvement with the Bentley truck and the Young Dolph case. To find out what happened, watch this whole video, like it, and subscribe to the channel. I told y'all they was gonna look into exactly what Moneybagg Yo did with that Bentley truck. They tried to chop it up and send it to a chop shop, and so that way it could be scattered all over the place. But once they found them fingerprints that matched up with the two dudes from the Young Dolph crime scene, this is when they started looking into it even more, because they got Moneybagg Yo's girlfriend to cooperate to give him the spare keys. This is why they even broke up, was because she didn't want to have to be involved and be questioned for any of the stuff that she had nothing to do with. Moneybagg Yo went and used that car that day. They picked up blacyoungsta, Yo Gotti, bigjook, and Govan. They were all riding around in that Bentley truck, and they got spotted driving on airways right as the Young Dolph thing was happening, man. So that means they had to have been there either giving orders or trying to actually like confirm if the hit went down. This is what a lot of people want to do, especially the ops. A lot of ops, they want to see whatever it is go down. Like, they've been trying to get Young Dolph for a long time, and so they wanted to actually see it happen if it was going to happen this time, because they put 500K up, and it's a small, everybody was in Memphis that weekend. How is it that when Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo, Govan, blacyoungsta, and bigjook are all in town, and Young Dolph's in town, that's when everything happens? Especially if you're a real Dolph supporter, go ahead and comment down below. Put RIP Dolph. Put long live Young Dolph, LLYD. And if y'all been rocking with Young Dolph, throw the dolphin emojis in the comment section, man. They said a lot of other stuff. Everybody was in there. JoJo Splat, Cornelia Smith, everyone was in there, including Straight Drop. So how is it that they got all the people that's part of the plan right there in that restaurant, and they're drawing up on the chalkboard how they're going to ambush Young Dolph? This is why once that picture came out, they knew exactly what they was doing. This is why it's pushed to a RICO instead of just any ordinary case, because this has a lot of details surrounding it that is going to make it to where they knew that they was going to do this. They put the money up. Everybody kind of messed up because they told on themselves. They were being too loud about this. These guys weren't super geniuses trying to plan out how to get away with it. They were just trying to plan out how they was going to do it. And so now they're all getting caught red-handed, one by one. They're coming and snatching them up, telling them that they're going to give them this many years if they don't tell on the next person, and so on and so forth. That's what keeps happening. That's why every couple months they snatch another person up, or they build the case on another person and bring them in, because the last guy that they got was telling on them. And all that loyalty, all that street stuff, it went right out the window as soon as they captured that car, and as soon as them first 5 suspects went into Shelby County. And this is the main reason why people have always said you got to watch out for CMG, because you see how Moneybagg Yo, blacyoungsta, and Yo Gotti, they all separated amongst themselves. They no longer in one place at the one time no more, because they told them that if they catch them together, that's when the feds are going to come and pretty much try to hit the raid. You see what happened at all of those concerts. Moneybagg Yo concert, blacyoungsta concert, stuff went down. Yo Gotti concert, dudes was up there standing on the table and spraying. This was just it was one in Alabama that happened right after the Young Dolph, because a lot of people were sliding for Young Dolph. They knew that in Memphis, people know what was really going on. The sources know the real people who actually got them, and how they were trying to get street justice on them before the feds came and got the other justice. And so this is what usually happens, man. And now a lot of them, they all hiding out, waiting for their day to get picked up and enjoying the little last of their days, basically, because they know that they didn't clean up the scene. A lot of footage is out there with them running around in it. There's so many witnesses. They have evidence stacked up against them that's going to basically make it to where they have to do something and basically pay for their cost of what they did to Young Dolph, because every action is going to be the reaction. And they basically it's coming to a point now with this whole case. Once the trial starts, that they're going to have to pay for the repercussions of their actions, man. And what they did to Young Dolph, they was wrong for that. And a lot of people out there will tell you, because now they're really about to figure this whole thing out, and the trial is about to start in just a couple of months. And they're going to bring everybody in that courtroom and point at them one by one and basically hand out the things that they got on them, the dirt that they got on them. And we're going to see who's going to be standing tall and who's going to tell on each other, because nobody wants to go down for what Yo Gotti tried to put the money out for. And so we're going to really see if they're going to take the hit for Yo Gotti or if they're going to tell on him and throw him under the bus. Coming up on the next episode. And so, but a lot of people, they didn't want to wait. They didn't want to have to go to the studio, put in hours of work or do anything like that. So what they did was basically, as soon as that they heard that, oh, all you got to do is drop the location, or all you got to do is this and that. This is when a lot of people started getting locked up. A lot of chain snatching happened, because people were putting money on the chains. People were seeing that everybody was a walking lick in Memphis. And so that's when the dudes came up and snatched Big Moochie Grape chain. But then they sold the chains to the dudes that were actually caught with the two-door that was seen at the cookie shop and was found in the music video with straight drop in it at the house on Bradley Street that they ended up dumping the car. And the only reason that people knew exactly where the car was left at was because it was the footage of the people from MPD, the tow truck, coming and towing that car, because it was actually suspected to be a part of the Young Dolph scene. That was one of the getaway cars. And as soon as they found out it was that street, they quickly searched up and found out they did a music video on that same street at that same house with the same car. And guess who was in it? Straight Drop and CEO TZ, a whole lot of other people too. And so this is why they started paying attention to that area. And the next thing you know, the person who leaked the footage ended up getting hit up. I want to send my condolences to all the people from Memphis, everybody who's been affected by this. The whole community has to come together, because if you look at it, man, Young Dolph, he was the #1 person coming out of Memphis, and there was nothing that Yo Gotti, CMG, blacyoungsta, any of them could do about it. They were super salty, and this is what pushed them. They kept hearing Dolph songs everywhere they went. They went to the store, it's playing there. They're in traffic, somebody playing it driving by them. And so this is why a lot of people said that Yo Gotti and them, they were hypnotized by the hate. And so that's why they kept trying to get him and get Dolph. This is why Dolph was moving in a certain kind of way where he was being very low key. But then the time that people knew where he was going to be at, because of the turkey drives, you got to understand, because the turkey drives had the date and time stamped on it. Remember, Dolph came back from New York to Memphis that weekend with Big Moochie Grape. And a lot of people were saying that Big Moochie Grape, he was mad about the fact that he couldn't drop one of his music because Dolph told him he had to wait for a little bit. He was trying to tell him you got to wait so that he could do it when Dolph dropped it with his project. But Big Moochie Grape didn't want to wait. And so a lot of people thought that Big Moochie Grape dissed Dolph in the live. And then all of a sudden, the events unfold for the next 2 days of what happened to Dolph. Even when Keyglock hit Dolph's windshield with the baseball bat, he was mad that he couldn't release his song until Dolph told him, like, hey, it's not a good time right now. A lot of these dudes, they wanted to get the instant gratification. They were trying to hurry up and put the stuff out there and put their songs out there and da-da-da-da. But Dolph was trying to tell him the way the business goes is that you got to wait until these certain strategic times to do it. That way you're going to get the most money, the most views, and people listening to the songs and everything out of it. But this is one of the things that led to this, is the fact that you didn't know who was still on Dolph's side up until the day. This is why Big Moochie Grape didn't end up answering none of the phone calls from Dolph. Was there still like a little bit of anger that he had? Was he still salty at Dolph? Was he still mad at him for some reason and he didn't answer the call? And what made Snoop Bands not answer the call to pull up to the cookie shop when Dolph tried to warn him? Dolph tried to warn everybody. And they let him down, man. A lot of people let him down. He was trying to call everybody. He called his brother. His Dolph brother was the only person that showed up. And once he showed up, it was too late. Once he seen everything going down, they tried to get him too. That's why he was seen chasing the dudes out the two-door with the Drake in his hand. He was running in front of the sidewalk. And then once MPD showed up, the cookie shop owner said that it was Dolph brother that was doing everything. And he said, yeah, it looked like it was Dolph brother that was basically robbing the place. And so this is why they took Young Dolph brother into custody, and he never been seen since. A lot of people say that he might be in witness protection, or like him and Mia J could be in witness protection, who knows? But at the end of the day, they haven't freed Young Dolph brother yet. And so free Young Dolph brother. He was just trying to have his back, because what would you do in that situation if you walked into the cookie shop and you see your brother down like that, and then the dudes are trying to run out the door and get away? So he went after him and chased them before they got onto the street and drove off in that getaway car. He tried to at least get back in that situation. And so this is why people got to realize, man, it's a lot deeper than all of this, because everybody that switched sides, Glorilla, everybody that was mad at Dolph, like Big Moochie Grape, the people that didn't answer the phone call, it was too many things that went wrong at such short amount of time. And this is the main thing that people have to listen to, who was really on Dolph's side at that very moment.